Good day, people, and once more, you're welcome to your favorite program where we discuss tropical issues that affect you as an individual and collectively. Don't forget, this is burning issues, all right? And of course, I have my guest here who will be doing justice to the topic of today. My name is Remain Victor Oyebody, your favorite host, and with me, I have this handsome gentlemen who have really gone far and wide. They are the people that matters in the world today. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I present to you Mr. George.
Thank you.
And of course, sitting beside him is Omoba James.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome, sir. And how's it been?
Oh, not bad.
Right, I can see you're looking so handsome today. Good.
You're not
That's
looking,
like what is happening.
you are not looking bad.
Thank you so much. It's how we do here. We roll like family. All right, today, without wasting much of your time today, we're going to talk about something that is really, really paramount. What has been affecting us as an individual, like I said earlier on, and as a family, as colleagues, even as lovers. And today, we will be talking about depression. Okay, depression has been something that has been widely spread everywhere, and funny enough, it's not written on the face. Okay, and you can see anybody that's laughing now. In the few hours, you heard that person has committed suicide, or the person had, taken his or her life themselves. So we now thought of it that it would be good if we discuss the matter at hand, depression, because it has to be discussed. So, to you, Mr. James and Mr. George, depression to you, what's depression to you?
Depression, for me, my own understanding is depression is someone find it difficult to control his or her mind. When someone is not in control of his or her mind, then you know that individual is depressed.
Wow. So if you lose control of your mind.
Yes.
Mr. James, do you what other things do you have?
Yes, I kind of agree with that, but in addition to what he has just said about what depression is, I perceive it to be a low mood, loss of interest in activities or in any kind of activity, and it could come in diverse ways. Like it could affect a country, individual. It could affect situations around one. Economy downturn. That's when they use that phrase. Economy downturn is depression, and so on and so forth. Like when people lost interest in something, like those who travel out of the Nigeria, like the common phrase now, jackpot syndrome. The jackpot syndrome is when you've given up on something. Most of those persons have given up on the country. They no longer have faith in the country. And the consequence could be, like those who have lost faith in Nigeria, the consequence is the jackpot syndrome. And those who have lost, faith in themselves could be detachment from any kind of activity. So that's how I see depression.
Yeah, you're right. While you were talking, you said it comes in diverse ways, all right? Aside those people involved, which is individually, collectively, like you mentioned earlier. So I want to discuss on another diverse way to talk about that. What can really lead to depression? Because these days we seldom think it's only if you don't have money. But I think there's other things that is, affiliated to depression. Mr. George, what do you think can be those things can affect or cause depression in the life of any individual?
Lots can make someone depressed. There's so many things that make humans depressed. In fact, everyone has come across depression one way or the other in this life. No matter who you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter how good looking you are, short, tall, fat, something must have made you depressed one time in your life or more times. And people tend to run to the hospital, to seek help to cure this depression. Yes, they have clinical depressions, really severe depressions whereby the person will be contemplating on committing suicide or stuff like that. So when it comes to money, money is something that no one came to this world, with money. No one is going to live with money.
Yeah.
So humans need to understand that money is what we work for. So for you to make this money, you need to have a relaxed and balanced mind, and be hardworking. So you don't need to be depressed because you see your neighbor or your friend or your brother is rich or is doing well in business. Yeah, people get depressed from seeing other people doing well.
Wow.
So I've met people like that. You are sad, you are angry. You feel bad inside of you that things are not really going on or going well with you. Because you are doing a lot. You're putting so much effort, and you feel like, oh man, I'm not really getting it, and you get into depression. So there are a lot more things like heartbreak can cause depression. Heartbreak is one of the major reasons for cause of depression right now, both for men, both for women. Everybody, so like I said it's all about controlling your mind. You need to control your mind. And when someone is depressed, it's not really good for you to tell the person, don't worry, you'll be fine, it's well. That's not really good, because they have heard this all the time. They hear this all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's well, God will do and God will run out. No, really, it's not enough. The people who are depressed, they need love, bro.
Sure.
They need care, they need attention, they need listening ear. They don't need you to condemn them or say, you really did that, you did this. You have to relax, calm down, listen to them, allow them talk, allow them express themselves, show them love, offer them things. I help you. You want to make tea for you. You need water. You like water. Offer them things. Show them love.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. George, you've really gone deep. I was actually saving the best for the last. So before I will allow Mr. James to crown this, or probably to the remedies to depression, we would like to go for this short break. Please don't go to the right back. And you're welcome back to your favorite show, and still burning issues. I see I have my guests in the house who are really digging it into the word depression that we are talking about today. Don't forget, James, and Mr. George are still here. Before we went on that musical break, or that little break that we had, I said we are coming back with the icing on the program, on the event itself. So right now, I want to take you back to Mr. James Omaba, as he will be telling us the remedy to depression. So people, let's go with me. So Mr. Omaba James, Mr. George really gave us dealt well with the causes of depression. Sir, what do you think the remedy could be? How to manage depression?
Well, talking about what the remedy could be, I would just itemize on the different stages or the different kind of depression I know will start. There was a time in our world, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, a particular country in Europe had an issue, economic depression, I'll call it. And that country happened to be Greece. And, other countries had to come together to actually rescue the country from going into serious situation. If a country could have economic depression, that means the workforce of that country is off. It's gone. So that's just it. Now, when you look at other countries of the world now, opening their gate, to different persons all over the world to come in, is to beef up the economy. That means that country is going through a kind of depression. So let's leave that. That is economic depression. We now come to political depression. Currently now, in some countries, there are some persons who have actually lost interest in the political system of their country, and they'll tell you they don't want to vote. Whenever it comes to voting for the next leaders of the country, they are like off from it because they have lost interest in the democratic system of the country. So we can refer to that as political depression. Now we come to relationship or marriage depression.
That's a big one.
Then we now look at an issue of divorce. When both parties, at first, Both said I do. And in the course of their being together, there's this issues, erupt. And when both parties who are supposed to be one detaches from each other, there is depression.
True.
And it goes to another level. Now, it could happen as a matter of situation that, one party passes on. Either the husband passes on, leaving the wife to become a widow. Either the wife passes on, leaving the husband to become a widower. Now, depression sets in.
Okay.
They were two before and they are now one. Now, in the case of divorce, they were two before and they are now one. There is something they will keep nursing within themselves.
The vacuum that can never be filled.
Good. Now, when we now take it to the issue of boyfriend, girlfriend, heartbreaks.
Young lovers.
Young lovers. Heartbreaks. It comes. And when it happens like that, there's this kind of detachment of that person from every other people.
True. From experience, Abi?
Yeah, we have all been through it. We can't deny this. I'm sure Mr. George has been through it. So from this, depression is something we live with. We can't run away from it. We can't run away from it. Now, the aftermath effect in most countries, like I heard the news some few days ago. In fact, today, I heard the news today that a boy committed suicide in one of our higher institutions. What happened to him? The parent gave him money for school fees. He used that money to do, gambling. And it happened that the money, at first when he did it, the parent pardoned him and gave him another money. And he went ahead again to do the gambling.
Trying to recover the money.
Yes, to do the gambling again. And the money went just like that.
Yeah.
And the guy felt the only solution to this is to commit suicide. The guy committed suicide. He died. Now, going to the remedy, how can we now tackle the issue of depression? Within your family, whenever you see someone keeping to his or herself, don't neglect that person. Get close. Talk to the person. You can't tell what that person is going through. And in this part of the world, people believe that keep your problem to yourself. Don't discuss your problem so that people will not use you as topic.
Exactly.
Please get closer to that person. Persist on knowing what the issue is. Take that person out. And do not in any way it doesn't concern me. It will come here and stuff like that. Individualistic stuff. Let's avoid it. Then again, when it comes to the issue of should I say country or whatever, get involved. One day things will turn around. Don't say because the political situation in your country is not healthy, you don't want to be part of it. When it comes to voting situation, you stay away. Things will keep going bad if you are not part of changing the system. It will continue to be the way you don't want. And always hear your views. Don't say if I hear my views now, I'll be incarcerated. No. So depression comes in diverse ways. So the only thing as it affects individual mostly is by what? Talking to people. In as much as we are not all okay in a way, but make people cheer up, just like Lagbaja once sang, no matter the condition. Smile, make people smile, bring happiness around people. So that's what I feel, is the utmost and ultimate remedy to depression.
So, Mr. George, what do you have one or two things to add to what Mr. Obama James just said?
Yes, he has touched most of the points.
Okay.
You don't need to neglect the people who you see who are depressed. So sometimes people tend to hide this depression. You not even know. So how do you know? For example, a certain person who behaves in a certain way. Maybe the person loves watching football with you on Saturdays. Maybe the person likes to eat food a lot, and the person comes to your house and said, you said, bro, I made Dario. You said, no, I don't be hungry. Right? This is the person who who likes to eat food a lot. And to tell you, say, I am not hungry.
True.
Right?
Red flag.
You say, man, have fun. Now back at the play ball, I don't start. This person is a Barcelona fan or this person is a Chelsea fan. and his team is playing football, and you tell me, boy, game don't start to, so now I don't feel like watching God. You know 100% this person is depressed.
True.
This person is depressed. There's no, you cannot tell me the person, something is depressing him. So, what do? Do you say, I think make I do my thing? No, you have to care. You have to, you know, if the person is not with you, maybe he's on the phone, both of you talk, try to go, drive down to his house, you know, and try to find out why he's not indulging in the things that both of you used to do together.
Be a friend enough.
You understand? And don't give up on him or her easily.
Right word.
Okay? And another thing is the remedy of these things, you know, you cannot really point one. There's a lot, you know. Like I for one, personally, when I'm depressed, I know. So what do I do? I watch comedy.
To lift up your spirit.
Lift up my spirit. There's a lot of comedy, especially my guy Baba Rex. You know, I love watching that guy, the way he puts his things together. It makes me laugh out loud. And when I laugh, you know, the way, you know, when someone is depressed, when you laugh like a madman, like, you know, people like, what did they happen? What did they make this guy laugh? You are taking all those pain away. You know, so one of them is watching a lot of comedies. It helps. Okay. And another thing is,
no, not being alone, I think.
Sleeping a lot, drinking a lot of water. You know, you need to give yourself 8 hours sleep.
Some natural remedies.
Sleep. About sleep, come on. If you sleep a lot, at least 8
Yeah,
hours.
it's a huge therapy.
It's a huge therapy. You know, it solves even all those unnecessary, because depression causes anything. You say, I get migraine, I get migraine, depression. You are depressed. You know, and the problem with this country is that people do not believe that they are depressed. They say Nigerians are happy people and all that. Yes, we are happy, but
We are the shape of face.
you understand? Because when your wife or your girlfriend talks to you and you scream back at her, like you shout, now she talks to you, she just asks you a simple question. Even if the question is stupid, does not mean you start raising your voice. It's because you are depressed. So, good sleep, a lot of water, you know, good food, working out, exercise. You know, you don't need to go to the gym. Some small push-ups, and I mean, I like push-ups. You know, small push-ups, you know, sit-ups and squatting. You know, 5-10 minutes.
General exercise.
General exercise. You know,
right.
Burn some calories. You feel better.
Right.
You 100% feel better. So,
okay.
There are a lot. If I keep saying this,
all right. All right. Well, I'm sure you've heard it all. If we continue on this matter, we won't leave here today. And I'm sure you've seen, or you've gotten one or two points or lessons from depression. And I just want to, I hope you are being watchful about yourself. Like one of the thing they point out is self-evaluation. When you find out that you are being cut off from things you like yourself, that is a signal that you are sliding gradually into depression. And Mr. Omba James also said most times that you have to be involved. Okay, don't sit aloof and expect every other people to do what you ought to do yourself, and let other people do it for you. You might find yourself in a deep, ditch that you might not be able to come out from. And then, of course, like he gave us, George gave us some natural therapy, which I learned from today. Drink a lot of water. Wow, that's really a big one. So take a lot of water, watch comedy, eat. You have them all over you, around you. Take a stroll out, okay? Don't just sit somewhere. And I don't mind the devil's workshop. And part of the workshop of the devil is depression. So
true.
I hope you've enjoyed this program a lot, of course. And like we did, I did really make justice to this topic for today. Well, today that's how we're gonna draw our curtains. We're so sorry that we have to just stop there today. It's a painful door, but don't worry, we have a whole lot of topic for us to discuss for your own education and for your own amusement and for your own entertainment. So just keep it locked here on this the station. Of course, we are meant to do this so that you can have a brighter future and live happy. So for myself and I and every other persons in the studio, all thanks to our editor, the camera people, and my guests in the house, this is where we draw the curtain. So till I come your way next time, next moment on this great show. Remain positive and always now and drink water. Bye. See you next time.
Midnight.